Hello and welcome to my BMW project. As you can see, it is pretty stripped down so far. So since the last episode, I have removed the door and got these back screens out. The door is nice and straightforward. There's a couple of bolts on the hinges, a bit of wiring and a check strap, and the whole lot has been taken off as one lump. The rear screens were a little bit tricky. There is a little coat hanger up in the top, and that thing was seized solid, so I had to find a way around getting that thing removed. And then once it was out, I just led in the car, put my feet on the glass, pushed it out, and I just used a few spacers just to bend the rubber down on the inside, just to make it a little bit easier. So with the doors out and the glass out, I've also removed the boot. Leaves a couple of more items. I've got rear screen to remove, front screen to remove. I'm going to take out the sunroof, I think. The dashboard is probably going to get removed. It is slightly cracked, which they all do, I think. Front screen is broken, so I'm hoping that doesn't break completely when coming out. You can see we've got a crack in here, so we'll see how that one goes. So yeah, I think I'm going to get this back screen out. So the front and rear screens on these BMWs are fairly easy to remove. It's the same with a lot of the cars from this era. Easy to do at home. Now with the BMW, they've got a strip that runs and locks the rubber in place. So the rubber will sit in the frame of the car. The glass then will be pushed into that rubber, and the strip will expand the rubber to sort of lock it and seal it in place. So yeah, just by taking out the strip, you can free off the glass and easily just push it out. So with the back screen out, might as well take the front screen out as well. Just need to move the wipers out of the way before I gain access. So again, just a case of removing the locking trim out of the rubber. And then what I do is just work around the rubber, just with my hands really, just to free it off, because it's been stuck in place for who knows how long. And just some gentle pressure, it will just nicely pop out. Well, the screen is out and loose and not broken any worse than what it was. So I just need a hand to get this thing up in the rafters, nice and safe in storage. So let me just do that, and then we can have a look, see what's going to be next on the list. And this is the sunroof panel. I don't think there's, well, I suppose it can be saved, but we'll see what we can get, because yeah, this is completely rotted out from the inside. This is all damp in here, and yeah, we've got, it's just rotten. So I might have to see if I can source a new one of those. Right, I'll crack on with the rails. So I got a little bit lucky here, because there are a boatload of little screws holding this frame in, or some of the trim, and with the amount of rust there was, these screws actually came out fairly easily, with only one or two putting up a bit of a fight. So yeah, I've just been taking this all out just to remove the sliding rails, and of course my dad's there to give me a little helping hand for the difficult parts. So I've got the rails of the sunroof out and all of the panel, but I can't see how these cables come out, the actual control cables. They're going to be attached obviously to the handle, which I'm guessing I might need to take off this headlining to gain access to. The headlining is going to come off anyway, I think, because it is mouldy. I'll try and keep it intact just in case I can clean it to reuse it. I don't know how available these headlinings are or the material is. So first thing I need to do to remove this headlining is to remove all of the trim from the car. Most of it's just held on with Phillips screws, so it's nice and easy to take out. I also need to remove the trims around the A-pillars, and with a good tug this mirror will come out. Then is a case of unsticking the aligner from the car. It sits underneath all of the weather strips around the doors and all of the sunroof and areas like that. So that needs to be removed and then just taken out the foam underneath the headliner just on the roof. So that's the headlining, the foam and the material off. It is in one piece, but you should be able to see, you might be able to see, there's lots of mould growing in it, and it is just very tatty. Just the nature of the material, I think. So whether or not I can buy more material, or if I've got to try and clean it and reuse it, I'm not sure yet, but that's obviously down the line. Right, let's look under the roof itself. So I'm glad I took it out in the end, because there is lots of rust, especially around the drain holes. I think a lot of it will clean up, to be honest, but it doesn't look particularly tidy. Looks like we've given the whole hog now, so yeah, let's do the original thing and get this sun roof out and out the way. So next up, I think we're going to take the dashboard out with the car, seeing we're on a roll. Yeah, steering wheel, dashboard, and see how far we get with that, I think. So the cardboard is over the windscreen, just to try and help with the lighting, because I was getting a lot of problems trying to film this. In fact, some of the sections I just had to cut out completely because it was just not watchable. But with the dashboard, same with most dashboards to be fair, is there'll be loads of screws hidden away. It's just a case of finding where they are, unscrewing them bit by bit, and eventually you will be able to take the dash out of the car. No, this is what I do. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, sorry, that's it. Just obviously. Oh, steps aside, yeah, I'm out here. Okay. So there. Just put there. Sit down and talk about it. So what I'm going to try now is to remove as much of this wiring as I can. I have taken lots of pictures of where it lays and give me a good idea of where it goes back together if I get confused. But I think it goes right from the boot, through all the grommets, right through all of this dash section, right out to this fuse box. So let's see how much of this I can get out. So this is one big wire loom in the car. It runs front to back, through to the boot, and everywhere. So it's a case of unclipping the fixing clips from the car and pulling the wire in, see where it gets stuck, and unclipping that clip, pulling more wire in, unclipping that clip, and eventually you will end up with a big bowl of spaghetti that you are able to try and remove. Now there are still places that I've missed on this one. So there are some wires in behind the speakers, for example, that go into the door looms. That all needs to be removed, but it just takes a bit of time, and your hands get covered in nasty gluey substance that gets on the wiring from old tape and protection that gets put on there. But yeah, eventually you'll get there. Now at this point I was getting a little bit confused because I couldn't find out how the wiring was going to come out from this fuel pipe. So a little bit of a hurdle. This is the front door connector, which has obviously been butchered about with. There's a wire that comes off and it runs down the back and underneath this fuel pipe tube here. It goes back into the loom around to this side. But from the other side of the plug, it runs across and back into the loom. So there's no way of getting the wiring loom out from underneath this pipe. I'm assuming when it gets laid in, there will be the wires here put into this plug after it's been tucked under, which seems very strange. There's only maybe 3 or 4 wires in there, so this I'll just cut them off and it'll allow me to remove the loom. Seems a bit strange. I wonder if it's been altered or if that is just the way it is. Well, with everything loose, it is now time to try and pull that entire loom out through the bulkhead of the car. And the more you pull, the more just keeps coming and coming and coming. So anyway, I think that is going to be all the time I've got for this week. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, like and subscribe to the channel. And in the next video, I think I will finalise the strip down of this car so it's a bare shell ready for rust repair. So, if you've enjoyed, I'll see you next time.